Hey, listen, as we talk about all of this, I think if you think about the essence of what you're being taught today, there's one core, what I call vital behavior, okay? If you have to do every day in order to be successful as a coach, what is the vital behavior? The one thing. You don't do anything else, the one thing you do that will bring you success. Anybody?
Pray.
Show up.
Pray.
Pray. That may help. Be consistent.
Invite.
Product of the product could help.
Do.
Of all of the game plan things, the one thing you have to do every day, the vital behavior, you have to invite. Right? I don't care what you do. If you don't invite somebody to listen, to watch, to engage themselves in some way, to attend something, right? No one's going to ever change their life. No one's ever going to follow your example. No one's ever going to do anything. You have to do that. That's the core of all of this. All of this other stuff is great, but if you don't open your mouth, you don't invite somebody, if you don't use Facebook to invite somebody, if you don't use an email to invite something, nothing else works. So you can throw the whole game plan down, but don't do that. But the center of this is inviting, okay? Now, Beachbody, we have two additional behaviors that are supporting behaviors, those vital activities. Somebody mentioned it earlier. The first is you have to be a product of the product. You have to take Shakeology every day and you have to work out every day. I don't care if you do a fitness program every day. Today I did Power 90. Yesterday I cycled for an hour. Okay? But if you don't do those two things, if you're not a product of the product, you don't have the integrity that you need in order to be successful in your invitations. Does that make sense? So the core is invitation. But in order for you to do it in a sustainable way and for all of us to feel good about what we're doing, and to really make an impact, we want to do it with integrity, right? So, cornerstone, pillar, if you will, holding up the invitation, vital behavior, is that core of doing it with integrity. That's being a product of the product. And the second thing, as mentioned earlier, it's personal development. Why? It's personal development, one of those supporting, because personal development, A, allows you, when you don't have the confidence, to develop the confidence to invite, and B, it helps you get better and more effective at the invitations, so that the invitations that you actually extend are more often received by those you're talking to. Does that make sense? We're part of a great company. Jeremy, would you bring me my iPad?
Sure.
Thank you. I was thinking about this the other day. I meet for lunch once a quarter with the owner of Success Magazine, and he was talking to us about doing some advertising, doing some things. And I said, you know, Brett, we're not really big on that thing. We're not really big on that, on advertising, those kinds of stuff. He said, well, you guys don't seem to be getting enough press. I go, we have a lot of press. And he said, well, when was the last time you had press? And I said, well, Oprah did a 12-page magazine on Shakeology. What? And I said, well, you know, they did a 12-page article on Shakeology in Oprah magazine, in old magazine. And he was blown away. He goes, you're kidding me. And he reminded me that every company that I know of in this industry, if they would add a little teeny corner mention in the bottom of Oprah magazine, they would have put on top of that for 8 months, talking about it. They printed everywhere. And some of you are new to the company and have kind of come and gone and don't realize that it was just in May, right, of this year, they did a whole spread. We took the senior editor of O Magazine with us, with Darren Oline, down to see our farming practices and to see how Shakeology comes together and began to tell the story of Shakeology. It's an awesome story. Every coach should understand it, right? We don't have anything to hide. Shakeology is a remarkable product. Been validated here and validated over and over again, and validated by the fact that we stand behind it, 100% money back guarantee. In fact, more recently we've been criticized because we've extended that guarantee from certain circumstances to make sure customers are happy. So you're part of a company with a fantastic product at its core. P90X, I was mentioning it to you earlier, is not just a brand that's well known, it's an aspirational brand. How many people do you know go around and say, I do Nike? Right? Ava! Right? Right? But if you have completed P90X, not only are you happy telling people about that, but you tell people about that because it means something about who you are. I remember when I was at Frito-Lay and I was a brand manager, and a guy named Dan Merrick was the manager of Doritos brand. And Doritos was kind of positioned as a chip for lunch and stuff like this. And he changed the image and made the Doritos logo have a little kind of, music wave. And then he started associating Doritos with brands, and we started throwing pics in the bag and doing all this kind of cool stuff. And made it really vibrant. Everyone was talking about how Doritos was co-branding itself with teenagers, and yet not once in the hundreds of millions of dollars of advertising we spent did I ever see a teenager say, Doritos, dude. You know what I mean? We have something special. We don't have a brand that just has awareness. We have a brand that has aspirational value. People aspire to be associated with it because of what it means about them personally. No amount of advertising could ever allow that to happen. Because of what we have from a Shakeology standpoint, because of what we've been able to accomplish with P90X, because of the natural networking that takes place, I believe we can be the largest direct selling company in the world. That means that we would surpass Herbalife. That means that we will surpass Amway. That means we will surpass Avon. Which, by the way, they're large companies, but our industry in the United States is only $20 billion. We have a much, much larger opportunity to penetrate. This is the beginning. This is the beginning of what would be a bright future. None of you can leave here today saying that you don't have now the understanding, the skills that are required for you to be able to participate in the success of this company, right? You're different than you were 6 hours ago. You're equipped to be able to go out and make your goals a reality by using the Beachbody vehicle that's been built by Carl. This company wasn't built by a really flashy one-time idea and wow, it went gangbusters, right? Many of you know P90X took more than 4 years from conception and over 2 years of testing on air before we finally found a message that resonated, right? So think what would have happened if Carl would have put it out there and said, darn it, it didn't work. This Beachbody thing doesn't work. This P90X thing just didn't work, right? But some of you have heard me, I talked about this on a call once. We have this message, we have this kind of the 3 words at the bottom of our name. It says decide, commit, and succeed, right? And for many people, they get the decision part done, they commit, they go out and they make their first invitation and they get denied. They're like, I'm supposed to have success, right? What's up with that? It says right there, decide, commit, succeed. Well, the truth is, we didn't have enough space on our label to tell you the truth, which is, it's decide, commit, fail. Commit again, fail. Commit again, fail. Commit again, fail, right? If it took you 4 years, like it took Carl Deichler, and at the end of 4 years, you had a monthly income, a weekly income, that would allow you to accomplish the goals that are really important in your life. Think back 4 years ago. It didn't seem that long ago. Would it be worth it? We ask you to be here a year from now. I'm asking you to decide that you will commit and fail and commit and fail promise you it's possible. We have the products that work, right? We even have more than that. We have a brand that is well known and well respected. Everything's going your way. There's no reason but your ability to figure out what works for you, right? What Carl does really well is he tries something and tweaks it. And tries something and tweaks it. And here he is, having done this for 15 or 20 years, recognized as the absolute best in the direct response business. And he throws Turbo Fire out last year, and it fails miserably. And he tries again, and it fails, and he tries again, and it fails. Is Turbo Fire a bad program? Apparently not, because sometime in January, he tried again, and it clicked. He started selling, right? Happens over and over again. 10-minute trainers in a revival right now because of just a slight tweak in the message. So, if you're in this decide, commit, fail, it may be more about just a slight tweak in how you're messaging, right? And realize that it's part of the game. You need to continue to tweak your message, continue to follow the game plan until you get to the succeed part. Got it? Can I read with you a post from our friend Tommy Migrant this week? Dan? Tommy Migrant wrote, I woke up today realizing how amazingly blessed we are. In a world where doubt and fear abound, where laziness and overconsumption surround us, in a world full of anger, fear, resentment, accusations, gossip, and poverty, we have us. We have Team Beachbody. We have a comfortable home of like-minded and amazing people. We have a family of people who care for the success of others, who desire for a life of action, success, health, and abundance. Not only for themselves, but for every person we meet. We have a team of positive, supporting, uplifting people with one vision, one mission, one heartbeat. We are truly blessed and are privileged to be here now. We are called to do great things for the lives of people, people who are suffering, people who know there is more to life but can't seem to find the solution. We have that solution, and that solution is deeper than a product. That solution lies in a community of people. It lies in our stories, as Jeremy told you today. It is us that brings hope and light to these lives. And it is our duty to ensure that every one of these lives has an equal opportunity to experience life at this level. To have the peace, energy, fulfillment, positive mindset, personal growth, and sense of achievement and honor that we've all gained through Team Beachbody. There are lives that need us today. Go find one and change it. Good luck. All right, the bets start right now. Raise your hand if you think Brett's going to miss his flight at 4:30. He could be back to help us close the meeting. Okay, our last challenge, our last action item for today is taking a little bit of time to self-reflect. We've talked a lot about duplication. We've talked a lot about leadership. Take some time to kind of look at yourself now as a leader. Let's just spend 3 or 4 minutes walking through this. Let's identify your 3 biggest strengths that you feel like you have. And then let's also identify your 3 biggest opportunities for improvement. So kind of break this sheet down into those 2 categories. 3 biggest strengths, and then 3 biggest opportunities for improvements.